And I said, 3 things is like my max.
That's it? That's all we're gonna do?
But now.
Well, now we can open up your recipe world here. Have a look, guys. There's wants in the kitchen and there's needs in the kitchen, right? This is a need. This is our Cuisinart pull chopper. Follow me down to the board here, and I want you to watch this. And here's why you want one of these. 1, 2, 3. And I've taken raw onions in 3 seconds with no power or electricity, and I've gone ahead and I've given it that rough chop, which is very cool. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put that lid back on, and because I'm in complete control of what's going on, not the store, not the guy doing it for me at the market, I can make this any consistency I want. So now without my fingers ever touching the onions, without any smell, without any big knife cutting board or anything like that, I have, in seconds, one of the nicest chops of onions you're ever gonna see. Think about that for your soup, sandwiches, and stews. And we're just getting started. Now,
wait, let me see your face. No tears. There's not a tear. There's not a tear.
I'm not sweating.
Wait, chopping onions, no tears. And I love what you said about not letting the person at the store do it for you.
Right, because they decide. They decide how big that piece is gonna be, not you. And you're paying, that's right.
For somebody else to do your chopping when you really think about that.
Exactly.
Okay, so Mark, before we start making some more things, I wanna remind everybody what we're getting first.
Absolutely,
because we're gonna chop, he's gonna do all the good things. You're gonna pick your colors.
Yep.
Black or red, because we want it to go with our
Absolutely,
decor.
yeah, for sure.
Okay, so everything that you see Mark doing, we're gonna show you the chopping portion. But when you see the container that it comes in, you're getting 2 today.
Two containers, the lid,
and
the blade.
Lid.
Yep.
And the blade. Why is that important? Because you can store something you've already done, and then you can continue to chop things as you need.
Exactly right.
Customer pick, under 20 bucks.
I love that it's a customer pick. That's very cool. So here, 2.5 cup capacity, and we talked about that. Think about your recipes. We made it this size because we're trying to maximize on the space in your kitchen. I can't think of anything that's ever called for 2.5 cups of onions, 2.5 cups of this. So we found the perfect size, all right? Now, there is a silicone band on the bottom that's strong enough that it ends up moving the table before it moves the chopper. You've got 3 stories of Cuisinart cutting technology. And by the way, I don't think either one of us have mentioned the lifetime guarantee on this yet. We're gonna put this right inside. Now, something like garlic, you know, you'll hear a lot of times when we do our little shows here, if you bought it just for this, it's worth every penny. Can I tell you? Every demo we're doing today, if you bought it just for that, it's worth every penny. So we've got a full 1.5 cup, 1 3/4 of garlic in there. My fingers haven't touched one of them. I'm gonna put the lid back on, which is what houses the mechanism, and I'll show you that here in a second. And it's just a quick pull, and those 3 stories of blades go to work. And all you have to do is keep an eye on how much of a chop you want. So I'm gonna stop right there and I'm gonna let you have a look, okay? So if you're a garlic fan and you love your soup, salad, sauces for Italian meals, you're right there. This is perfect. No going at it with a little razor blade and getting off little slivers and stuff that we've seen people do. All right, so now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put this back on and I'm gonna keep going. And what I love about this is I can absolutely control everything to do with every one of my dishes. And what's neat about this one, I'm gonna take this down, right down to the bottom. If you've ever heard of something called a shmoo, you heard of shmoo?
No, but please tell me more.
Shmoo is a very cool garlic dip, okay? And all you're gonna do with that is just straight garlic. And now I'm gonna add the tiniest bit of olive oil to this. And think about it. Think about how long it would take with a knife, cutting board, right? Your favorite movie on, because it's gonna take that long. How long it would take you to get something to this kind of consistency. And if you're not gonna get it to this kind of consistency, what's it gonna cost you to go do in the store? So I want you to have a look here. And we've brought this down to a consistency that you will never see with a knife. You'll never see with a cutting board, and you can take that and literally spread it like butter on your steaks and your roasts and your chickens. Is that not incredible? And by the way, this spatula that I'm using here comes with it if you need to scrape the sides like in a big stand mixer or anything like that. Isn't that cool? Love it, love it, love it, love it.
A wise man once said that this is kind of the in-between between a cutting board and a knife and a food processor.
Right.
You know who that famous man was?
I don't.
You.
Wow. Neat. I got to quote me more.
That was a great analogy, though. But I love the way you put that.
It's absolutely right. You know what? Everybody loves those the iPads, right? That's because it was the filler between the phone and the giant computer. Well, that's what this is. Sometimes it's not just the quick boom, and sometimes it's not the meal for 20. Sometimes you just want to get things done for 3 or 4, and you want to save some time. So have a look at this. If you're worried about, look at this. It's so hard I can barely snap it. This is your root vegetable. Okay. This is your carrots, your potatoes. This is all of that stuff that people look at one of these and goes, nope, not gonna happen. So let's go ahead and put that in there. Now, your gear housing, which is up top here, let me give this a bit of a rinse. All right, everything is dishwasher safe, or just give it a rinse as you go. This is where your gear mechanism lives, and it's just a simple pull of the string. And if you're looking at me going, Jesus, this guy's huge, of course he can pull that thing. Not at all, you guys. And I'm gonna give you a little tip on adding leverage if you need it to. So here's your root vegetables, and those blades go right through the root vegetables. This is Cuisinart. This is the, the legendary cutter here around the hallways.
Yep.
You've seen our knife sets. Well, now you're looking at our pull chopper. And if you want to, kind of halfway in between, just give it a little tamp and give it a pull. Now, if you're worried about the force that it takes to pull it back, and listen, it's not much at all. I'm gonna give you a little tip here. Bring it to the edge of the counter, just like that. And if you're worried about how much of a force it takes, just pull it down.
Oh, pull down.
Just pull it down. It's like my cat can do this. Very, very simple.
Your cat get thumbs?
I have a very talented cat. So have a look here. I want you to think about how much time and effort it would take to get carrots to look like that with a knife and a cutting board. It's just not going to happen.
I want to remind people of two things while you load up the next one, Mark. One, lifetime warranty.
Absolutely.
Lifetime. So let me remind you. When was the last time you got anything with a lifetime warranty on it? It's a customer pick. We've been kind of running those reviews at the bottom. So see how everybody else, they always like to say, oh, I did this or I did that or I used it in this jam and whatever the case. Go read the reviews. But let me remind you again, under $20.
Amazing.
Under $20 today. You just pick your color, the black or the red. People seem to like the red this morning. I think we're getting a little fancy in our homes. You get 2 of the containers with the lids. So when Mark is chopping something up, let's say you've made salsa in one.
Right.
That's in the fridge. That's already got the lid. You can still continue to use it, for your everyday use.
Exactly. Exactly right.
Including celery.
Exactly, including celery. And in fact, you know what, I yanked on that one a bit hard. So let's go ahead and talk about that salsa that we talked about. Now, this is a dish you might want to save for later sometimes. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to give this a pull. Fresh salsa is the easiest thing in the world to make. There is no reason to spend $6 or $7 for this at the store. Absolutely none. So have a look here in just a few pulls, and the smell that comes from this, the smell from fresh salsa, is outstanding. Now have a look. You've got everything in there, the perfect size, perfect shape, perfect consistency. And if you didn't want to have this now and you want to just save it for later, that's okay. We've got
You put the lid on?
We've got the lid on it for you, so you can store that one away, and then you've also got that second container, so you can keep chopping away if you want to keep chopping away, and that's what I love about it.
Remind them how much this holds, because
2.5 cups is what you're looking at.
now it says, because people are going to look at this and it says the word mini on it, and I don't want everyone to think, oh,
Right.
What are we really talking when we say mini?
Right, exactly.
That was a lot of salsa you made in there.
That's a lot of salsa. Like I said, 2.5 cups of anything when it comes to food-wise is a pretty fair amount. There's no worries there. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give this a rinse again. Like I said, everything is really easy to clean. And the reason that I'm going with celery right now is because if you've ever tried to cut through celery and you deal with those strings, that can be such a problem. Well, I want you to see the 3 stories of blades that go to work in our pull chopper. And again, if you wanted to stop there, it's nice, it's clear, you can see what's going on. Just give it a stop, give it a tamp. If you're done, you're done. If not, give it 1 or 2 more. And now I want you to have a look here. We've got that trifecta. If you are into soup, sandwiches, stews, any of that kind of cooking, the sauces.
When he does that.
Have a look here. You've got the carrots, the celery, and the onions. And again, that's your trifecta. If you're doing your soups, your sandwiches, your bases, your Italian sauces, that's where you're starting. And for most of us, what you're looking at is an hour into the process.
Oh, yeah.
Holy moly. Now, you just had a little one, right?
I did have a little one.
Have a look at this. Instead of going and buying all of this expensive stuff in the stores, the fruits, the veggies, go ahead, take a couple of seconds, and you can make a puree out of this. Actually, I'm going to stop right now and show you this at this point, because right now I've got the perfect topping for ice creams and sundaes. That's the consistency I want. I haven't plugged anything in. There's virtually no learning curve. There's no, what am I looking for there? Food processor out there that's going to give you a lifetime guarantee on anything.
There's no batteries. There's no batteries. Motor, this is just getting it done.
Exactly. Have a look here. So there's a great consistency for a little snack for baby or the young ones. And if I left it a little chunkier, that's great for ice cream. What else have I got here we can talk about? Oh, this is a good one. Here we go. So listen, if you're an egg salad fan, a chicken salad fan, a tuna salad fan, one of the things that you're always going to put in there is mayonnaise. That's your binder, right?
Right.
Problem is mayonnaise is where all the fat lives. So if you're looking for a way to trim down, slim down, save a few calories and stuff like that, your egg salad sandwiches, this is super simple. We've got a couple of hard-boiled eggs in there, a gherkin, some ham. But because this has the ability to chop this down to such a fine consistency, it acts, the yolk, as its own binder. You can't do this kind of consistency with it. Well, you can, but I mean, it'll take you Thursday.
Right. You said Thursday.
A couple of pulls on this, and that is really all you need. And I want you to have a look here. That's the kind of consistency that delis dream about. So I'm gonna pull this right over here, right to our sandwich, and I want you to have a look as it goes on the bun. No mayonnaise, no extra added fat, but we don't need it. How perfect is that? And I want you to think about that. We got so many people here at the network with some crazy fun knife skills. They're great shows to watch. I know John's fun to watch with his knives and everything like that, but I gotta tell you something. There isn't a knife in the world, a chef in the world, that's gonna take care of something like that for you. And with just a couple of pulls and a lifetime guarantee and a name like Cuisinart, you can do it yourself.
Done. Right?
Love it.
Whether we have the name that your parents, like everybody has had that. You've seen it, you know it, we rely on it. We think that's a name that goes along with great quality. So the fact that they're backing it with that lifetime warranty, so $19.95, 3 flex payments, get it home. What is that, under $7 a month? No interest if you want to break it into 3 separate months. You get it home, you get chopping right away. You get this home, right?
Yep.
Start making maybe the recipe you didn't want to make.
Well, let me show you the first thing I want you to do when you get home. You know, there's so many uses.
What did you?
That was some tri-peppers right there. Those were fun. But this is what I want you to do with it. Those onions, those carrots, that garlic, this is where it's at. Like I said, we're always chopping onions, we're always chopping garlic, we're always chopping all that stuff. So instead of either paying so much extra money to have it done for you, 1, 2, 3, I'm ready for my soups and stews. 4, 5, 6, I'm ready for my sandwiches. 7, 8, 9, and a couple of more, and I've got just almost like the garlic, and I'm gonna put that right beside it, the most incredible toppings for roasts, sandwiches, anything like that. That is some fun stuff to work with in the kitchen, you guys.
By the way, if you just tuned in, we made onions, we made some more onions, we made some garlic,
carrots,
we did some fruit, we
celery,
did celery,
egg salad, tri-peppers. Here, we'll lead out on a hummus. There we go.
Yeah. By the way, it is the 2 colors, the black and the red. The red is the most popular, so if red is the one that you're kind of feeling out, I would definitely make sure to put that into your cart. Give us a call or go to hsn.com if you want to do that. Under $20. I'm going to hit it again. Customer pick, Cuisinart, lifetime
guarantee.
Look how much you can do.
That is wild. Right on the flatbread. There we go. Nice.
Look at how gorgeous that is. Okay, now I'm gonna give you guys a secret. This is how you can get this basically for $9.95.
Not bad.
If you sign up with an HSN credit card, you can take $10 off your first purchase. So if that's your first purchase, take $10 off, get it for under $10. Mark doesn't come along with it. But thank you, Mark, for all of that. We did a lot of chopping. That is one thing, right, that we would love to make easier in the kitchen, is all the chopping, all of that. Here's another thing. When you take your pan out,